The year was 1939. Europe stood on the brink of disaster. The First World War, a generation earlier, had left deep scars on the continent. Millions lay dead, empires had crumbled, and the world was a very different place. But from the ashes of that conflict, new tensions were rising. Resentment simmered in defeated Germany. Economic depression gripped the globe, and in this volatile atmosphere a new threat emerged: the rise of totalitarian regimes, hungry for power and expansion. The world watched with bated breath as events unfolded. Few could have predicted the scale of the catastrophe that was about to be unleashed. World War II, a conflict more devastating than any before it, was about to begin, forever changing the course of human history. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, officially ended World War I. This treaty was meant to bring peace and stability to a war-torn Europe, but it also sowed the seeds for future conflict, creating a fragile peace that would not last. The treaty placed harsh penalties on Germany, which many Germans found deeply humiliating and unjust. It blamed Germany for the war and forced it to pay huge reparations, crippling the already weakened German economy. Germany also lost significant territory and was forbidden from maintaining a strong military, further diminishing its national pride. This humiliation and resentment created fertile ground for extremism, as many Germans sought someone to blame for their suffering. In this climate of anger and despair, a charismatic leader emerged, Adolf Hitler, who promised to restore Germany's lost honor. A powerful speaker, Hitler channeled the bitterness of the German people, offering them hope and a vision of a strong, unified nation. He promised to restore Germany to its former glory, a message that resonated deeply with the disillusioned populace. His message resonated, and his Nazi party gained support rapidly, capitalizing on the widespread discontent. By 1933, Hitler had become Chancellor of Germany, seizing absolute power and establishing a totalitarian regime that would change the course of history. Democracy was dead in Germany, replaced by a brutal dictatorship. The Nazi dictatorship quickly rearmed the country, defying the Treaty of Versailles and setting the stage for another devastating conflict, World War II. In the early hours of September 1, 1939, the world watched in horror as German forces stormed across the border into Poland. The invasion was swift and brutal, catching the world off guard. World War II had begun. The global conflict that would last 6 long years and change the course of history forever. Hitler's ambition, fueled by a twisted ideology of racial superiority, knew no bounds. His vision was to dominate Europe and impose his will on the world. He sought to conquer Europe and create a vast German empire. His generals meticulously planned the invasion, leaving nothing to chance. To achieve his goals, the German military unleashed a new form of warfare, the Blitzkrieg. This strategy was designed to shock and awe the enemy. Blitzkrieg, meaning lightning war, was characterized by speed and overwhelming force. It relied on rapid, coordinated attacks to break through enemy defenses. Fast-moving tanks, supported by aircraft, punched through enemy lines, causing chaos and confusion. The enemy was often left disoriented and unable to mount an effective defense. The Polish army, though brave, was no match for the German onslaught. Despite their valiant efforts, they were quickly overwhelmed. Within weeks, Poland was defeated, divided between Germany and the Soviet Union, which had signed a pact with Hitler. The world was now plunged into a state of war. Great Britain and France, bound by treaty to defend Poland, declared war on Germany. The stage was set for a conflict that would engulf the entire globe. The early years of the war saw German victories across Europe, as the Nazi war machine seemed unstoppable. France fell swiftly, and Great Britain stood alone, bracing itself against the relentless onslaught. But the conflict soon spread beyond Europe, engulfing the entire world in a brutal struggle for dominance. On December 7, 1941, the course of the war changed forever with a single, devastating event. Japanese forces launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, targeting the main U.S. naval base in the Pacific with devastating precision. The attack on Pearl Harbor shocked the American public to its core and galvanized the nation into action. In response, the United States declared war on Japan, officially entering the global conflict and committing its vast resources to the fight. The war had now become a truly global struggle, with fierce battles raging across Europe, Asia, and the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. As the war progressed, the tide began to turn against the Axis powers, with the Allies gaining momentum. The Allied invasion of Normandy, France on June 6, 1944, marked a pivotal turning point in the war. Known as D-Day, this massive amphibious assault, the largest in history, opened a crucial second front in Europe, liberating France and pushing back the German army, ultimately leading to the downfall of the Nazi regime.
Don't miss out on more fascinating stories from history. Hit that subscribe button and join the Echoes of Past community today.